Hey guys, my name is Rohan Garrix and I will be one of the tutors in the classroom that supports MGMT 650. Thank you for being here, and this is going to be an absolute lifeline for you. So please exploit the fact that you have multiple tutors available to you. It's a strong team and we are here to assist you with this course. There is a video that this will transition to that I have used in the past, which has strong tips, and I absolutely think it is worth the time for you to invest to continue to watch this. So thank you for watching this, and I hope that the information that's presented is very useful.
Course homepage where you have lots of information. Be sure to fool around on this page, go to content, look at stuff like the syllabus, download and print. You can't break anything here, so I would advise you to spend some time getting familiar with it, especially if this is your first time with it. As I said, discussion, and then you are going to scroll to the tutor forum, or it may be called tutor section or ask a tutor. It may have a different name. So you want to make sure you are looking for that, and then you want to search for the thread that says weeks 1 to 12. This is going to be the most active part of it, and you're going to have a post for each week that you are free to reply to. Now that's going to be how you'll find the information. Within that, if you are interested in posting questions, you will have that option. You can post questions in the discussion, or you can choose to email questions, whichever one you are more comfortable doing. The choice is really yours. Please make sure that if students are posting questions, that you are reading the questions and the responses, as you may have lots of learning that will happen that way. In examining the response, since this course has a strong mathematical tint to it, we will resort a lot to using Microsoft Excel to present solutions. So you want to be able to read into Microsoft Excel and get more from it than just seeing it as a target for information. This is a sheet that I'm showing that really is for illustrative purposes. For instance, this 23 that's here, if we were to click on this cell and look in the function box, you will see how we calculated that, and it will oftentimes have the function there. If you are looking at a solution and you hit the control and the tilde function, which is the one to the left of the number 1 on your keyboard, it translates the numerical solutions and displays for the moment the formula that was used for each cell. So this is a strong way to learn, okay, how did I calculate the total count? This is the formula that I use. How did I calculate the mean? This is the formula that I use in Excel. That's going to be a strong way for you to learn from dissecting solutions presented to you. And if you hit Control and tilde button again, you will be taken back to that. So that's what is being mentioned here. I just demonstrated this feature. So it is gonna be very useful. You want to make sure that you are able to pick up on the tricks and the tips and the presentation style and all that from the Excel documents that you have. Some tips and tools for this course: you absolutely have to understand the schedule of the course. It's a 12-week long course. It picks up very rapidly. Week 1, there is no formal assignment except for some academic things you have to take care of in terms of tests that you have to do, and let me just pull up the list so I can be more explicit. You're gonna have to review your Excel skills. You're expected to post introductions confirm and submit your academic integrity pledge and your Veil tutorial, as well as register for Turnitin.com and MyStatLab, which we'll talk about later on. And at the same time, you have the two chapters, chapter 1 and 2 from the textbook to take care of. So you absolutely want to print your course outline, your course syllabus, so you understand what's due when and have a sense of where the course is going. You need to get into Leo and MyStatLab early. Now clearly you know what Leo is, that's how you accessed this video. And MyStatLab is a component that's used for this course, and it entails both assessment as well as a teaching opportunity. And I want to show you quickly how that works. If we were to get into what's going to be the course, and you're guided to a homework problem, which is going to be the main way you're going to use MyStatLab, you're going to end up with a series of questions to solve. Now, you will have and you will figure out very easily how to select the correct response or how to type the numerical values in. But a couple of tips I want to give you. If there's an icon like this, it means there's a set of data that you need to access. So you click on the icon to open the data set. But importantly, a teaching tool that is often missed is on the right hand side over here. There is a bunch of icons. Help me solve this, view an example, video, the link to the text, and I'm clicking on video while I'm speaking just to show you. This is something I think you should always access. What this is, for each chapter, there you see one of the authors of the text in a brief video. The videos are typically between 3 and 10, 12 minutes long, sort of summarizing the chapter. You absolutely want to view that video. If you're working a problem and there's a challenge, you can click on the textbook icon and it takes you to the relevant portion of the textbook. So there are several, as I said, this MyStatLab is meant to both teach and assess. Many students end up using it just for the assessment and miss a lot of what is here. Connect to a Tutor is a service that's provided by Pearson, and there may be cost to that, which is different than what you would have paid for subscription. So research that if you choose to use it. I am not related to this in any way whatsoever, but I am going to be a tutor in the course. But this is not going to be how you connect to me as a tutor. This is a service provided by Pearson. So really, in summarizing, when you hit on a problem here that you want to be able to solve, the tips that you should always exploit are the video, links to the text, and if you do view an example, it shows you a similar example with the solution. So you absolutely want to be looking at this as a great teaching tool to assist you with completing the problem. So that's a little bit on MyStatLab. You also want to understand the weekly routine. You don't want to be late with any of your deliverables. There is 15% that's been awarded for participation. The professor is going to have a discussion forum where you are expected to participate and have conversations with your tutor and with your fellow students and the professor. And that's a part of how you will learn the course and a part of your assessment. So you want to make sure you are posting. Many students end up posting super late in the week, and that puts them at a disadvantage because you're rushed. You have less to respond to because students would have responded to many of the posts already. So if you can, and you should make an effort and develop the habit of posting early, that's gonna always be better for you. The expected response time when you communicate with me as the tutor, I'm aiming for 24 hours as my target. The maximum ever is 48. If it goes beyond that, chances are the email never got to me or there was some major issue. So please operate with this in mind. One of the things that you absolutely have to do is keep a constant dialogue with your tutor. I would suggest that every time you sit to do homework or you're reading a chapter, you open an email and you have it there, and if a question comes up, you shoot an email off so that the next time you sit to read, you are going to be looking at the response. And if you continue that trend, you will always create a conversation. It's going to have a little bit of a delay because of the way we're doing it, but at least you will have that communication. Many students just don't bother to use that because of the delay, but if that's the best you have, then it absolutely works, and it will help you to move forward in increments. So I suggest that you do that. If you sense that I'm online, you can certainly initiate a chat. I'll be happy to do that, but keep the communication open. Some special information: if you're a Mac user, the course and components of the course, especially when you're using Excel, are not super friendly with the Mac world, and I do use both platforms, so I understand some of the differences. So I usually have a thread that speaks to Mac users, so we share ideas and tips in that. So look out for that if you are a Mac user. Homework, you want to make sure you're answering all the questions, all the parts. That's the only way you will gain 100%. You want to make sure you are not missing anything. So a real checklist of stuff that we should have mentioned. You need to log into Leo, and many of you would have done that, or maybe you got this through email. If you haven't logged into Leo, you need to log into Leo, fool around in the classroom, learn how to get to the discussion, the syllabus, and everything else that is there. Sign up and log into MyStatLab. You don't want to delay that. There is no assignment due for the first week, but you want to spend the first week becoming familiar with it so that week 2, when you have an assignment due, you are just really doing the assignment as opposed to learning the technology at the same time. I would suggest that you print and read your syllabus. This is an online course, and I know several people who are not gonna necessarily want a hard copy of it, but I think it helps. You have it, you cross the weeks off, you see your progress, you get some feedback, you highlight stuff that's due. Give it a shot. I promise it will be worth the investment. There will be another video that's out, and I'll send you the link, that has to do with what we call add-ins, which is really a powerhouse that Excel provides that we're going to use later on in the course. So make sure you are looking out for that. Some of the calculations we do in Excel are going to be a lot easier if you make sure you have those add-ins. Again, this is one of the things that is going to be a little different for the Mac world, so watch out for that. General reminders: if you are attaching documents to be submitted, you want to double check that they are there. I've had people attach materials for the wrong course or the wrong week, or my general suggestion is for you to, once you've attached the homework or whatever you're submitting, immediately go back and open from the attachment to see that it's the correct thing. It's well worth the minute that's going to take. Avoid being late. Penalties are strong to deter people from being late. If you have to be late and there are circumstances that arise, please communicate that to the professor prior